Hey, everybody, your designers are here.
I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home. And we've got tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today. So let's get started.
Today is episode 219, Freshen Up Your Home in 10 minutes or a little more.
And the show notes for today's episode can be found at decoratingtipsandtricks.com/219.
Okay, we're going to talk about quick and easy ways, or maybe it might take you a little more than 10 minutes to freshen up your home.
That's pretty fast.
That is, hey, set a timer. That's really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on what you're doing, whether it's fast or not. But yeah, usually it's fast in this house. And we're going to talk about ways that you can quickly freshen up your home that don't take a lot of time, effort, or commitment.
Oh.
And can't we all use that, ladies?
Oh, yeah.
I know. Well, and when I'm always trying to freshen up a room, or I go in a room and I think, wow, I really could use something in here. What could I put in this room? But, our lives are so busy. My life is so busy. So the first thing I think about is, let me put a vignette in here.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
I like the way you think.
Mm-hmm. That's
or maybe you have a vignette and you're switching it out to something new, maybe something seasonal.
The big switcheroo. Absolutely. But I think everybody can benefit by going into a room and saying, how can I freshen this up in just small ways that don't take a lot of time? So that's what we're going to be talking all about today. So we have a list of things that you might be able to do too, or hopefully we'll be able to do too.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I think another thing that seems to kind of would really help, and something that really gets out of hand, are all of those magnets and notes and pictures on your refrigerator. Now, I don't do, I'm kind of anti-magnet thing on my refrigerator. So I just told my family that it's stainless steel and the magnets won't won't stick. I don't know if they will or not, but I just said that.
Liar.
Wait, tell me again, the what on your where?
Well, they used
she doesn't even know what that is.
Magnets won't stick on a stainless steel refrigerator. I did read that somewhere. I just don't know if it's true or not. I just told everybody it was.
Yeah, but I mean, take a step back. I don't even know what you're talking about. If there's magnets in your refrigerator, take them off.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't like the look. So, it can be messy, and if you have kids' artwork, I get that. But I made a bulletin board and put it in the hallway, and that's where I kind of corralled all the artwork. I think it's cute to have the kids' artwork, but I don't want it on my refrigerator.
That's a cute way to freshen up your home. Just buy a big bulletin board and put kids' artwork on it. How cool is that? And I would put it by my door, the garage door. That's where my kids always would go out to school. Oh my goodness. Wouldn't that be fun? Like a little, oh, look, Mom, put this up here.
Or just pick a few of their really prized artwork pieces and frame them and put on the wall. And then you can say, oh my goodness, this was so special. I framed it for you, and and there it is, and boom, we're done.
I have my daughter's the oldest, and then my son. They're only 17 months apart. And when they were little, Christopher is a fabulous artist. His daddy is too. No, people don't know that about Bobby. He is a wonderful artist, and I hope that he can pick that up as we get older. He can pick that up again. And Christopher, and I'm very creative. I'm not the best artist, but I'm not awful. Chris got that gene in spades. And in art class, he would do the most amazing things. And he kept sketchbooks. So I he did this picture of a reticulated giraffe, and he just was just so enthralled with them. It was so beautiful. I framed it in the kids' bathroom. And then I felt so bad because there's Jacqueline, and she is so blessed in so many other ways, but maybe art was not like her biggest blessing in the world. So she did this one called A Study of a classic art picture, like something like Woman on a Stool or something. It looks like a Picasso rather than one of the great, realistic artists. So I thought it looked so cool though. I put that in a frame and also put it in the bathroom.
Oh, so well, my daughter Evie's working at a church as an intern this summer, And some of the kids are so cute. They hand her their artwork. They want her to have it. And then she didn't pick it up in time and somebody else threw it all away. And she was just like so sad that all that artwork, she said, well, if they don't pick it up, we throw it away.
Well, and if they give any to her, she'll have to make a little bulletin board. But definitely frame your kids' art. My kids love seeing their artwork.
Yeah.
And here's another idea that I'm going to actually do for my children. So I hope they're not listening. This is terrible to say, but I've kept so much of their work from elementary school through high school. Like all
Why is that terrible?
I know, but I mean, I have boxes of it, but it's all organized.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. But what I'm going to do is go through that. I gave myself maybe till Christmas time and take pictures on my iPhone of their things. I'm going to make chat books for them.
Oh, cute.
Great
Isn't
idea.
that the cutest idea? And if you have young kids or grandchildren that give you things, take pictures of them. And then you have the memory, but you also have a little picture and put it in a chat book or something like that.
Okay, not that I'm not all enthralled with our kids, but let's get back to the topic, ladies.
Well,
we went down a rabbit hole filled with children. Okay, so let's freshen up.
Well, I just had some ideas. They were bound to come out somewhere.
You're fabulous, and you're so creative, and all your ideas are flowing, and I love it. Okay, so. Okay, you can do it fast. You can do it furious. You can make a whole day of it. Gosh, you can make a weekend of it if you were my mom. Clean your house. Clean every bit of your house. All right. And make it and do it with something that smells great. Use something from the Grove Co. that we love. One of those great smells. Just do it all. The baseboards, everything. You're going to feel so much better about it. I'm feeling the need to go deep in the cleaning right now. I had guests. We had tons of cake. I don't know. It was just like,
well, you had a graduation at your house.
Yes, we had a fabulous graduation. My daughter Ava graduated from high school, and it was wonderful. And not that my guests were messy or anything, but there's just a lot of stuff. Bed linens and towels and extra cakes and cards, and the table is all set with decorations and all of that. So that's what I'm doing this week. Actually, I'm going to do that. Start it right now when we get off from our recording and get down and dirty, like baseboards, everything. So, that's maybe not everybody's favorite thing to do. It is one of my favorite things to do.
It's my favorite thing to have done for me.
My favorite thing to happen. Right.
Yeah, I like it for it to happen. But, speaking of the whole house, it kind of reminds me of the whole recommendation that you used to hear. I know Yvonne doesn't like this one, but we used to hear that before you walk out, once you've covered yourself with all your jewelry, to at least take one thing off before you leave, right? You've all heard this, right?
No, I don't like that one. Yes.
Right. You've heard it, though. I know you don't like it. So I kind of like that idea for a room, is that you go through each room and take one thing out. And it's not because the room is necessarily over decorated, but usually there's something in every room that you don't like.
You're not going to believe this. Excuse me. On my list, I have add one new thing.
Classic.
Okay, well, okay. Well, you know what? You can do both.
Dust it all off. If you take it away, dust under it. If you put it in, dust it.
Yeah. Well, but it's not so much that I'm not saying it because I think you have too much in the room, although you might, but that there's probably something in every room that you don't like. And I actually recently did this. I went through every room, and a few rooms I was fine with it, but I went through and said, is there anything in here I really don't like? And there was like, I'm just not loving this, or I'm not feeling that. And there were a few things I thought, well, I liked it when I bought it, but I've just never been able to make it work. And I took several rooms. I took at least one thing out. And after that, I cannot tell you how excited I am about my house. And that's all I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then you can, so I'm not opposed to the adding something new, but if there's some things in your house you don't like, take them out, give them to somebody, sell them, whatever. But then I think that's a great idea to think maybe add something new to each room. I think that's a good idea too.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. If you're getting tired of things, if you want to get something new, I did have down here shop your house for like one item that you think, oh, I forgot about that. And I love that. And, that would look great there. And that just starts like, I call it the snowball, the decorating snowball, like one thing after another. You just get so creative after that. But if, that goes in hand. Shop your house, find something like I have this great basket and I've been using it to file things in because it's a perfect file size, but it also fits into a bookcase that I have, and I have it just sticking on a shelf in my study, but it is very decorative. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that really would look great out in my family room in the bookshelf. And it just gets my creative juices flowing. But if everything in your room looks a little tired, then think about maybe getting one new thing.
Yeah.
And we're not a proponent of going crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but I got a chair for under $200 that I thought was going to go up in my gable bedroom. It never made it out. It got out of the box in the foyer and just got pushed into the living room. Everybody comments on that chair. It is so comfy. I'll put it in the show notes. And they didn't have it in the color I had for a while. I guess it sold out, but they have it back again. And it's an inexpensive chair, but it's a nice chair for under $200. How can you do that? Rugs, the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like we talk so often about layering sisal rugs. Put down that rug, like that sisal rug, and put whatever you have in there over it. What a difference it's going to make.
Oh, I think that's a great idea.
And you can't do that in 10 minutes. Maybe you could lay the rug in about 20.
Yeah. But I think you could do this one fairly quickly, and that is to rotate your artwork. I mean, and sometimes, see, because I think the problem sometimes, it's not that you don't like what you have in your house, you're just bored with it. And there's so many things in my house that I love that I'm kind of bored with, that I get bored with. And so, but I don't want to get rid of them. So a lot of times I just rotate them from one room to another. Mm-hmm. It feels all fresh and new and exciting. And I didn't spend any money. I do that a lot.
You're a serial rotator.
I really do.
Farm. At the farm, I see that a lot. In the bedroom.
Oh yeah,
there's you're always rotating new things in and out of there. Mm-hmm.
Well, and I redid my daughter Elise's room recently, and I was just looking. There were 2 new things in there that were new. Everything else was just had been rotated in from other rooms, but it looked all. I just thought, oh,
I commend you because you don't even have a basement to go shopping in.
No, but see, that's why I rotate from one room to another rather than because I don't have storage to store extra things in. It has to. That's why I go from room to room.
Okay, here's something you can do easily: add a pop of color.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's a great idea.
If it's just as little as getting out some colorful dishes, stacking them on a cake pedestal, ta-da, decor.
Yeah.
You're done.
I think you should pick an area, a small area, if you're going to do this fast, right? And you just want to have something where maybe people are coming over or not. You just want to freshen something up. Pick a spot that's a defined area. So I suggest you go to your coffee table or your dining table and work there. You can just completely change the look of an area with some fresh flowers, with a candle, with a tray, and play with it in creating a vignette. Like was mentioned at the beginning, that power of 3 is really something that you can harness to your advantage when you're doing decorating, particularly fast decorating. So take a look at your coffee table. Is it strewn with Sunday's newspapers? Does it have, stuff on it like a half-dead vase of flowers, or does it have, somebody's slipper under it or something? Take a look clear it off and start over.
Go around your house. Looking at my kitchen.
Right. Pick a few things and come over with a tray or with something to corral them and play around. If you have a stack of books somewhere that are decor books that would look lovely there, bring them out. Maybe place something on top of them. But, it doesn't have to be anything precious or special. It could be clippings from outside in a vase and with a candle next to it and a little willow ball or something like that. Bam. Do the same in your dining table. You don't want your dining table to look too froofy or be too difficult to
I agree with that.
Remove the decorative items when you want to use it. So maybe you just put a big vase, like the biggest vase you have, and go clip some branches and then put 2 candlesticks on either side. It's so much better than having it stacked with, what my dining room table just had on it as I walked out here to podcast was dirty looking binders that nobody needs anymore because school is over, a conceptual physics textbook, some empty envelopes that my daughter must have gotten graduation cards and or checks received. Discarded the envelope.
Yeah, right.
And made a run for it. So so I'm going to do all of that when I go inside, and I kind of can't wait.
It became the educational dump station.
Yeah, everybody's locker ended up on the dining room table.
Yeah.
So I got to sweep that away.
Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor. And I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about. Visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order.
Well, and speaking of the decluttering, I'm just thinking about my desk because I have a really bad habit of bringing the mail in and then the bills or all those things. You know, so many things come by email, but I do get a lot of mail things, bills mainly. And so I end up stacking them in a particular place because I'm always in a hurry running off to podcast or make pillows or something. And so the stack had gotten so big that it had fallen over in the floor. At some point I thought, okay, it's really time to clear this out. So I sat on the floor and just kind of put it all in the files. So, I mean, that's my suggestion is if you've got and it's been driving me nuts for months. And now I just feel so happy. I cleaned out my laundry room.
Oh, that is such a good feeling.
I filed the stuff and I got rid of that one thing per room I didn't like. And it, honestly, the feeling is just, I don't know. It's like I climbed Mount Everest or something.
Oh, yeah, it does make you feel good. I have a post that will, a blog post that we'll put in the show notes, and it's how to get rid of clutter in 10 minutes a day. And so you just work on it for 10 minutes a day. You start somewhere, and when the timer goes off, or you can do more if you want, you stop and then you pick up the next day. You just keep going. And when you've done your house, you go back and start all over again.
Well, you're so good about doing that cleaning and decluttering in these small little chunks, each day. I think it's a great idea.
Oh my goodness. I could never, ever do it. Like some people can do, okay, we're going to spend 3 hours and do this room. I'd have to be listening to decorating tips and tricks for the whole 3 hours because I'm just not good at that. Like, okay, we're going to buckle down and we're going to clean the garage. And it's like, oh, kill me
Well,
now.
I think you're onto something. If you have the discipline to do it a few minutes every day, you'll never get in the situation where you have to spend all day cleaning. But I know at some point, if you let it go like I did, and then I know like my daughter did in her room, it had gone for a long time and it took a whole day to declutter it. And we had, I think we had about 11 bags of stuff. I don't know how you have 11 bags of stuff in that small little bedroom of hers, but all that stuff came out.
It is amazing how it piles up. But if you keep on top of it and you freshen up constantly and you do a little tidying and purging constantly, then you don't have to be faced with a big long weekend of doing that. But I almost don't even mind that. I like the satisfaction of going to Goodwill with a really full trunk.
I love it. Or, I have some friends that I like to, there's certain things that I know they like. And so it's always, really, if you have not tried this, find somebody who loves decor. There's probably someone who would adore your cast-offs. I have a couple of friends and I give them my extra stuff. And honestly, the happiness I get from giving it to them versus throwing it away or giving it to Goodwill or something, it's just so wonderful. It's so wonderful.
I don't throw things away only if they're totally gone, but you are right about that.
Right. No, you can't give them crap and expect them to be happy.
I have a couple people that I say, hey, I was going to send this to Goodwill. Do you want this? And oh, yeah, they really like it.
Right. And I mean, the things I'm talking about are too nice for Goodwill.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Here's another thing. I was looking through Pinterest because, me, I love the pillows and I'm going to be boring and say pillows again. Rearrange your pillows. Now, I really like that 5 pillow look on my sofas, 2 on either side, a lumbar in the middle. That works for me. But they had like 3 pillows the same size stacked on one, almost like perpendicular to where you're standing, 3 in a row, all on one side. It looked so chic.
Well, that's what our pal Christy at Starfish Cottage blog, that was her tip a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, how quickly we forget.
Hello, maybe it was her pen. Paul's like, I came up with this great idea. I'm like, that's Christy's idea.
Thanks, Christy. Well, I also saw it on Pinterest, so maybe it was yours. I'll have to, and I repinned it. I thought it was such a cool idea. But just take some time and rearrange your pillows or change out your pillow covers. We're really big proponents of buying pillow covers because so much easier to handle and so much easier to store. Plant a flower or a topiary. They are wonderful things to have, or like a potted plant. I know geraniums. If you even buy like 3 geraniums and you keep them in your house for 2 weeks in a make a big put them in. I usually put them in like a white porcelain bowl or something with all the dirt and everything. That looks so pretty, and they're cheaper than buying fresh flowers.
Well, it's interesting. I just bought a cyclamen plant, which I think of as really a winter plant, but I'm planning to keep it inside. Well, I know, but we'll see how long I can keep it alive. But I was thinking what you said, it's the same price as the cut flowers. And I thought, you know what? I might be able to keep this alive for weeks, maybe even a whole month. So and that's much longer than the cut flowers. So I thought, I'm going to try that.
Well, here's a little update on my fiddle leaf fig.
Oh.
That is almost as tall as me now.
Wow.
It loves where it is. And I basically ignore it, but give it water once a week. And I mean, I do love it. So I do like come out and ooh and all over it. That thing has grown, and I got it on such an incredible sale.
How tall was it when you got it?
About maybe 2 feet.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. And how long have you had it?
Well, since we started podcasting.
Oh, that was a year.
A little over. Yeah. But I thought that was a tremendous growth and money well spent. And it just makes such a fresh look in that living room.
I need to get one of those and get the little thing to keep it watered when I'm out of town or when I'm here but busy.
Mm-hmm.
Just so it just takes care of itself.
Let me suggest this. Yvonne said about doing a pop of color. I just had this experience again. I had to do a specific color for a blog tour. It was like the theme was a pop of color, working with that.
We were on that together.
Right. And then I had this experience back at Christmas time when I was doing my porch for Christmas. So I really emphasized the red and the green, which, I'm pretty neutral inside now. But it didn't really dawn on me how easy it was back at Christmas time, maybe because I was, decorating the tree and doing so many other things. But when I was focused on this tour and I chose that color, what I did is I just shopped my own house for that color. So I just went through things that I had or went through rooms where I had maybe something, a little something red with a little red on it, or something in a closet that was red that I'm not using right now. And I brought all my red things out. So if you want to freshen up your home with a pop of color for the warmer months, this is what I would suggest to you. Do the same thing. I'm sure everybody that listens to this has some stash somewhere of some decor that they either rotate or they're not using. Look in there only, sort of put your blinders on. You're only looking for that color or something that has shades of that color in it. Pull it out. Then you got to go to the grocery store anywhere. Go to the grocery store and look for the color that you want, So if you've got yellow, so many yellow fruits, lemons, to just name one. Red was pretty easy. So I bought little tiny cherry tomatoes. I bought beautiful little baskets of strawberries and things like that. And then you could do it at the grocery store, or you go to your local nursery and then pick out some plants and or flowers that are in your color too. Bam. And if you can't find anything that you have, but you like something that you picked up and you don't really mind spray painting it, get a can of spray paint in that color. So you're not going to do a gazillion things. I mean, if you see that blog tour on my blog, it's very saturated reds because I was making a point. We were doing pop of color and I really wanted to, play along with the girl who was hosting it. And I was going to take red to the max. So I did a ton of red. I might not have that in my house all the time, but it was super fun on the porch. So I just had all these items that I had collected, and it was so much fun just to go around and pop them in different places around my house. Well, for me, I use the porch, but if you were going to do inside, you put a couple of things in your living room in that color, then let that flow into, the kitchen area and the dining room. Maybe even put a little vase in that color in the bathroom with a few little sprigs in it, something like that. Especially if you're picking a bright and cheery color, it's so perfect for the summer and it's so inexpensive. And if you're doing a little bowl of fruit, I mean, perfect. You could eat it, or if you're like, oh no, that's my show, strawberries, then don't just after a week you just toss them, Anyways, like
I'm not doing
cost you $3.
I'm not doing show fruit with strawberries. I'm eating those, but the lemons, limes, the green apples, sometimes they go a little, when they're sitting out.
Well, right, and maybe you buy too many for that. Your family could not consume them all because you're doing a big bowl full or something like that, and so some of them go. So you let them go. Or I have to say, last time I did that with the apples, and this worked out really well. I cut them all up because I hate to throw things out, that. And I really can't save apples after they're, sort of. So they were just kind of getting out of the prime where my girls would be like, oh, I don't know if I want to eat that. So I cut them all up, put them on the stove with a little cinnamon and just a little bit of sugar, and I let them caramelize, real low heat. And then if you guys see that brioche bread at your Trader Joe's.
Yes.
Okay, that stuff is crazy good. So I just lined the bottom of ramekin with a little round of that and then did a little crumble of it on the top with a little sugar and cinnamon. Oh my goodness. It was delicious.
Oh, well, yeah.
Delish.
How could you turn that down?
Yeah, and you could do that with your just turning strawberries too. You could make a little, just stovetop jam or something. So you don't even feel bad about it.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
That
so here's
sounds
another
amazing.
Quick idea if you have the thing on hand, and that is to hang a mirror in a room. I mean, we love mirrors in a room here at DTT, and I think they reflect light. They add some interest. Choose a beautiful frame, and then you're just going to help add light to the room. And then if you have teenage or daughters in their early 20s, that will be a vital piece of equipment in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think that's a great idea to add some mirrors.
I'm thinking how easy it would be just to change out the wreath on your front door.
Oh yeah.
I'm always about putting something in at your front door. Whether it be a planter, potting new plants, putting a new wreath on. Hey, washing your front door and any of the windows. That doesn't take more than 10 minutes, right? Sweeping off your porch, things like that. Go outside and see how you can freshen up your home in 10 minutes. And nothing makes your home feel like stale and dirty. If you go outside and you look at how crusty from, well, the farmland is what gets us, or just from the street dirt that area gets. And you can do that really quick. I usually hose it down, just clean everything off.
Well, the other thing would be that front door mat. I mean, sometimes it's the kind of thing that you don't pay attention to going in and out of your house. And at some point you have guests coming and you look around and you realize that that's all ratty looking and the wreath on your front door is covered with, dirt and your doors kind of, needs a little cleaning. And, I mean, I think that that's a great place to start. And there's a product. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. I'll have to link to it, but there is a Howard's product that you can put on your door that really freshens up and kind of helps protect it from the sun.
Oh, I'd love that.
Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold at the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT.
The other thing is right inside the door, think about swapping out your small throw rug in front of the door. And so if I just have a bunch of small rugs that go by our doors, like they're usually in black and white, or, because black and white doesn't show the dirt as much as like tan. So I just swap those out. And I have an oilcloth that's here in my study. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's probably a great size for my front door. And it's this gray, white, and a very muted sort of yellowy gold done in this really great graphic pattern. And then it's distressed looking and preserved. And I took it from my study where nobody sees it and put it at my front door. It looks amazing. And it was just one of those little thoughts like, I wonder if this will work. So think about what you put right in your door as somebody comes in and see about changing that out.
Yeah, that's the first impression too. So you're not only enjoying it, but anybody that comes to your house. Hey, we have a great listener tip today from Leon W. There you go. I haven't heard that in a while. I had a little startled, but yes, I remember that sound. Okay, this is a great one, and it could be a definitely nice freshening up. Under your sink, Leon says that you should cut a sheet of Formica to line the under part of your sink, the cabinet under your sink in the kitchen or the bathroom. She says that in particular, if you're a renter or, if it's a situation where you have a kitchen that you haven't renovated yet and you want to, sometimes under there is a little grungola, when you buy somebody else's house.
Yes.
So cut this sheet of Formica to fit, put it in there. Not only does it make it super easy to wipe it down and clean it out, but it's also waterproof in the chance that you have any sort of leak. I thought that was brilliant.
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to do that in the mountains because we bought a used home and we were going to replace that wood in there. And
that sounds so funny. You bought a used home.
Well, I don't know what I meant. It was
like
somebody,
a used car.
Well, but she was saying if you bought a house from somebody else, it was grungy. Yeah, I guess I didn't.
That was so
quite
cute.
Right.
Was it gently used? Mine was not gently used.
It was gently used.
Really a used home.
But
mine was the kind you wouldn't give to Goodwill.
No, but I think that's a great. I think I'm going to do that. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
We got a lot to do, and we used to stop today.
And let me just. I'm going to throw one more quick thing in there. If you have throws, blankets that you keep around, wash them. It doesn't take but a minute to throw them in the wash because sometimes you forget about it. And, throw them in the wash, get them all freshened up, throw them in the dryer if you can dry them, and then just put them back.
Well, great idea. So thanks so much for joining us today. We have so much fun hanging out with you, and I hope you got some great tips on how to freshen up your home in just a few minutes. So remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey, everybody, we want to thank you so much for listening to Decorating Tips and Tricks. And we want to make it even easier for you to listen. And it's easier if you subscribe. You just click the subscribe button on our website, www.decoratingtipsandtricks.com, or you can subscribe through Apple Podcast or any of your favorite podcast listeners. When you subscribe, DTT comes free right to you 3 days a week. So until next time.